Hello, friendly people of the internet. I am Hyper Super Sora, and welcome to the finale of the Spider-manathon. Until the next one comes out. We're talking about Amazing Spider-Man 2. What a straight up lie that is. This movie's not amazing. This movie is garbage. This, in my opinion, is the worst Spider-Man movie. Why? Just cramming all this shit that doesn't work. You got Peter, you got Gwen, you got Harry, he's now out there. Hey, we're friends, right? Well, the script says so. Oh, you got Electrode. You got stuff with Peter's dad, Aunt May. Hey, there was a fucking foreshadowing for Black Cat. There was just too much garbage in this movie. Plot synopsis is not going to be brief. It's not going to be coherent either. It's going to be me ranting to the camera about why this movie sucks. Basically, Peter tried to find more stuff about his dad, linked to Oscorp. Harry's back because his dad's dead, Norman. Hey, remember him? Me neither, because he just showed up in this movie just to die. So, Harry inherits Oscorp along with this disease that him and his father have, that he thinks Spider-Man's blood can help. Peter refuses, doesn't try to help out his supposed best friend, and also Electrode's there. And also Gwen Stacy's there. Okay. I think it's best if I tackle this character by character. Electrode. Basically, nobody gives a shit about, how walking doormat has some issues already, I will admit. Then has this huge accident which makes him look like a Fantastic Four reject. I don't like Electrode's design. Like, let's look at the comic book design. Yeah, it looks kind of goofy. It looks stupid. But really? Does the movie design look any better? He looks like a Fantastic Four reject. I mean, let me show you. Electrode? Fantastic Four. He's a reject. He's scared of this newfound power. Hers goes on a little bit of an accidental rampage before getting captured by Oscorp, where they plan to do experiments on him, and because he's basically a living electronic and never-ending battery. He's living electricity. Harry breaks him out of it for his plot and basically uses him as a henchman for the rest of the movie. And when he's fulfilled his purpose, Harry lets him loose on the power grid, which he goes to wreak havoc by completely blacking out New York. Peter and Gwen stop him by blowing him up. Literally. They're murderers. Hooray. That's where his story ends. Henchmen who died. Peter's dad. Because that's where the movie starts off, with this epic fight, this fight scene in a jet between an assassin and Peter's dad. But Peter's dad's on the run because he doesn't want his science, the cross-species genetics, to create living weapons. Basically, a whole army of Spider-Men. So in his research, he made it so it only could be him or one of his descendants. Basically, it needed to be a Parker. By blood, not by marriage. Sorry, MJ. Sorry, Aunt May. Or maybe, I don't know. I never really cared about that, and neither should you. As Aunt May says in this very movie, yeah, I get it. I'm not your mom, I'm not your dad, neither was Uncle Ben. But guess what? We were here. We raised you since you were 6. Where were they? Gone. Never to be seen again. Unless you count one deleted scene where I would have went, if I was Peter in that situation, I would have just told my dad to go fuck off. Because that's what he did. He fucked off. Now I get it. Oscorp's a shitty company. And if you don't want to work for them... So he pretty much goes into hiding. Yes, he somehow survives the plane crash. Not sure if Mom did. And Peter uncovering the secret on why that happened and what actually happened. Because from what Aunt May knows, I keep wanting to say MJ, she's not a part of this. Go away. But according to Aunt May, it's just like he sold out. He sold it for the money. When in actuality, he didn't. He just wouldn't want this research to end up in the wrong hands. And he probably knows his son, Spider-Man, if he is even still alive. So yeah, Peter is coming to the terms with that about what his dad made, why they were after him, and why he grew up without his parents. Who fucking cares? Uncle Ben is the one you should care about. And you don't, because you care more about fucking Captain Stacy. Because he made a promise to him to leave Gwen out of it. But that's not your fucking choice. That's not the dead guy's choice. That's Gwen's choice, and Gwen decides to be involved. Enough of this on again, off again bullshit. She wants to be involved. Let her. End of discussion. She's smarter than you. She proved that on multiple occasions. And she can help. Probably if you let her help more often. Here's your spoiler warning. 3, 2, 1. If you probably let her help more often, she probably wouldn't have died in the end. Yeah, Gwen Stacy dies in the end. Yeah, she died in the comic too. But why did it have... The biggest thing, the biggest selling point the Amazing movies have is the relationship between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. Peter and Gwen, their relationship. That is the selling point of this movie franchise. And the second movie, gone. No wonder they didn't make a third. That and this one just sucked. If you remember my first review of the first Amazing Spider-Man, I completely told you every single thing that was wrong with that movie. But I still said, watch it for Gwen and Peter. This one I can't do. Because on this rewatch, every time Gwen and Peter actually have good moments, and both of them do, whether together or separated, I just kept thinking, and Gwen's gonna die. And especially in this movie, since it comes out of nowhere. And that transitions into Harry's plot. Harry's back. Where'd he go? Why were him and Peter friends? Why were they best friends all of a sudden? This Harry's not that good and he needed a better script. But he's back, talks with Peter for a bit. Yeah, and his dad, he threw me away. Okay? Here's my company and here's my disease that you contracted. Thanks, Dad. And he figured out, okay, so I need Spider-Man blood in order to cure myself. And since Oscorp got rid of all the human-animal genetic things because of the whole lizard debacle, I can't just whip it up myself. I need Spider-Man. Peter, old buddy, old pal, you seem to take the picture of the Spider-Man. And yeah, the Daily Bugle's in this movie. I completely forgot that. Norman's in this movie. I completely forgot that. But yeah, Harry inherited company and disease needs Spider-Man blood in order to cure himself, theoretically. He doesn't know that it only really works on a Parker. But he figures out this big conspiracy in his company after he meets up with Felicia Kyle, I believe her name is. Black Cat. Makes her his assistant, and she eventually spills the beans on these top secret projects where Electro's being held where they have all these off the books experiments. And that they really probably shouldn't have. And Harry's just like, jackpot, show me all of this shit, wahaha. To eventually where he gets locked out of his own company because, shareholders certainly are bitches. So, he breaks out Electro, breaks into Oscorp, Corp lets Electro loose as a big distraction, pretty much. Which threatens the guy who kicked him out of his company. Yeah, I would like to go. Oh, here, please. I'd like to go to these experiments where you have the spider venom that I want. Okay, you're pointing a gun at me, so what other choice do I have? Takes him down, injects the spider venom into him, and somehow that makes him the Green Goblin. We see all these other contraptions that are supposedly leading up to a Sinister Six movie that never fucking happened. By the way, did I tell you Rhino's in this movie? Doesn't matter! But yeah, Harry becomes the Green Goblin, and after Gwen and Peter kill Electrode, because it is still killing him, who shows up other than Harry and puts two and two together that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. You didn't want to help me. Why not? In the comics, Peter did want to help him. I can't remember if it was Norman or Harry, but he did want to help. In this one, since we got all this other shit going on, we don't have time for Peter to at least try. To try and help his best friend, supposed. And Harry, being cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs right now, decides, yeah, I'm gonna fight my best friend and kill his girlfriend, muhaha, because I'm evil. Alright. Knocks him out, Dave's in prison, web shot, and the whiplash snaps her neck. The best part of the movie, Gwen Stacy died. I like Andrew Garfield. I like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Him rescuing a kid from some bullies and, propping him up. Is this Word Turbine? Did you make this? That's awesome. And then later on in the ending, when it was revealed that he stopped being Spider-Man for a while because his girlfriend died. And Aunt May, who knows by this point, final fucking late, tries to console him for a bit. And eventually he does get his ass in gear and be Spider-Man again. After that kid, wearing a Spider-Man costume, faces off against the Rhino. Peter does this little cute thing. It's just like, hey, you take care of your mom, I'll take care of this guy. And honestly, him against the Rhino was one of the best parts of the movie. That could also mean it's just thank God we're at the end of this fucking train wreck. There was also the stuff with Gwen going to Harvard, them breaking up and getting back together and breaking up again and getting back together before she died. I mean, there was no way they were gonna top the Stan Lee cameo from the last movie. Aunt May telling her who was actually there for you, your aunt and your uncle, and you couldn't even be bothered to think about your uncle. Now you gotta think about deadbeat dad. Deadbeat dad that left, that was never there. Oh no, science! And science. It's the reason I have to go, run away from my son and my responsibilities because science. No, stop that. Again, this could just be audience thing, but if Oscorp is that really shady of a company, call me skeptical for working at Oscorp. Just a thought. Just a thought. Gwen, Peter, Aunt May. Those are the three characters that work in this movie. Yes, well, I don't like this Aunt May as much as the original one. Sorry. Peter and Gwen still work. I still love their relationship. And at the end of the movie when they just kill it, it's just I still got Andrew Garfield. He's still great. He's still the wisecracking Spider-Man I like. But the real downfall of the Amazing movies is that they wanted to set up for a Sinister Six movie without doing previous 6 villains. At minimum 5. Now later on we did get like a pseudo Sinister Six movie where we had how many villains? Like 5, I believe it was. And how many movies did they have to build up to that? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They wanted to set up a cinematic universe. When the foundation of a cinematic universe is characters in a world you like. You need to make a good movie first before you can tie everything into a universe. DC has yet to learn this fact. Cross your fingers for Blue Beetle, everyone. And the MCU, the one that popularized it, it didn't create it. That was the Universal monster movies, like way back. But it did what made it. The MCU is what made it popular. But even the MCU right now is screwing that up. So yeah, if the people who made it the standard are screwing it up, what makes you guys think you could do it better in half the amount of time? At least, at most half the amount of time. Something like that. The correct answer, you weren't. If you cut Electrode and the stuff with Peter's dad, or hell, maybe you keep that stuff and set up Harry as sort of the best friend and leave it off with him becoming Green Goblin or discovering stuff and shit like that, maybe this could have worked. But you just wanted to do too much, to set up too much, got too bloated, got too many things wrong, and you didn't focus on the one thing you really needed to focus on. Gwen, Peter. That worked. Why are you not focusing on that? Would I recommend this movie? Only. For one, it's a cautious recommendation because this is bad. But only if you have friends and you're gonna make fun of it. Or if you're a diehard Spider-Man guy like I am and you just need to watch all these things for the sake of your YouTube channel. But this is the final Spider-manathon video. Until the next Spider-Verse movie comes out. Probably do like a first thoughts and then a review later on. Alright, but that's thinking ahead. What'd you guys think of Amazing Spider-Man 1? Did you guys think it was amazing? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. And subscribe to see more wasted potential. And hit that little notification bell to see when I upload all the time. Until next time, I'm Hyper Super Sora. Sayonara.